Alrighty guys, welcome. How are we, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another London session. Another day on the charts, and wouldn't you know it, yet again, gold at all-time highs. Shock horror. As always guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another London edition. That is right, gold yet again at all-time highs. Where it will pull up, no one has any idea. They said they did. I mean, good luck to them. Who knows, it could continue, really could continue up. It is just on another level at the moment. So we'll do the analysis obviously on gold, GJ, and any other pair as per the request from the guys in the chat, both on YouTube and TikTok. If you could, YouTube, smash the like button. TikTok, hit that screen for me, and we'll get underway. Let's first of all have a look at the news. There is some high impact news to come for the pound. Otherwise, GJ looks really good, to be honest. GJ, the back of a pure price action catalyst. What you do have is prices at a 4-hour support. You've got the 30-minute potentially closing back bullish, and to top it off, potentially 15-minute engulfing, leaving a long liquidity wick to the downside on a 30. That to me would normally be a really strong catalyst to look for an option to buy it. But with the news to be released shortly, I'm gonna have to just wait for that to be released and see what goes on. So I'm not gonna really bother with GJ for just right now, but we could be looking at it again not long after the news. As far as gold, well, just keeps on keeping on, doesn't it? Had a few liquidity grab candle plays today play out on gold. I was not on the charts for one just here. We've got you the biscuits on a decent return, and the most recent one here also would have got you TP or some profits for sure had you taken it. So again, take note of it, guys. You learn every day, you learn things on your stream. Anyway, let's do the analysis. We could potentially have another liquidity candle forming in the next any second now. If it breaks the high of that previous candle, it's broken a low. Breaks the high, high probability will continue up. How comfortable do you feel though? How comfortable do you feel buying at the high? Anyway, enough of that. Weekly, strong bullish. Very, very strong bullish. Daily, strong bullish. Very, very strong bullish. No low wick. Do we need it? Everyone says it's going to come back down to fill a gap to create low wick. I've said multiple times in the stream again, we don't always need to do so. Look what happened here. Have we come back down to fill that gap? No. Left no upper wick. Rocketed straight up. Yesterday's candle, same thing. Doesn't necessarily need to, guys. So as long as any pullback is met by previous levels of support respected, then what the price is likely to do is head back up to retest the high, create a higher high, continue bullish. Onto the 4 hour. And we are also technically very bullish on the 4 hour. Let me turn the music down. Sorry, YouTube, keep beginning. We are obviously very bullish. Current candle high, low, high, high. It's about to close. Off the back of that, then, I'm likely going to be needing a pullback, waiting for the new 4 hour candle to create a low wick. And that could be my play moving forward today if I am to trade gold. So first of all, we're going to mark in this resistance, and it's not necessarily where I want the new 4 hour candle pull back to. However, if it did pull back to that point there, I would definitely be considering options to buy it above. So without even looking at the 30, I'm going to put buys above that point there. And obviously I'll need to wait for a price action signal on the 30 and 15 minute time frame to contemplate any option to buy it from that level, from above 32, 46 sort of region, 45. I mean, aside from that, like I mentioned, the other play is I'll be waiting for 4 hour to open, new 4 hour in a few minutes, create a low wick, and within it pull back to one of the perhaps these levels of previous support for. I'm just going to mark in the most recent 2 levels here. We do have a level just a little bit beside it. We'll see on a 15 minute time frame. But if we were to look on a 30, focus on these ones for the time being. So as a potential level the new 4 hour could pull back to, I'd be focused on this 30 to 70 sort of region. And if it did make a relatively clean pullback to that point, then I'd be just awaiting a price action catalyst for options to take a buy back up towards the high. And if you have the momentum, the volume at the time, potentially continue to the upside, which London of late has lacked, to be honest, when it comes to gold. Hasn't really done all that much. The big moves tend to happen during the Asian session and overnight my time during the NY session. So we'll have to be cautious with gold, waiting for, again, what we prefer to see. Well, what I prefer to see is some sort of exhaustion just now. So that is my plan for gold, guys. I'm just waiting for it to pull back, form a support. We can look at the 15, exact same scenario, form that support back above previous levels. So 37, 3270, 32680, 68, sorry, that sort of region. So looking for the buys above once I have the right confirmation to do so. Now for the selves, what sort of catalyst do we need to see? I don't have anything. I really don't. 30-minute structure won't flip until at this point 32.18. We are well off that. Yeah, and I'm more inclined to trade in line with the buys when it's in such a strong uptrend. I feel it's very risky because the amount of times we look to get involved in maybe a counter trend sell, only for it to end up basically consolidating and then continuing on with the trend. So if you guys are interested in taking it, by all means, good luck to you. And yes, it could work, but I'm going to be cautious and trade in line with the overall trend, which is just so overwhelmingly bullish at the moment. So that is my opinion of the gold, guys. So looking for the buys below. Seeing it's a new 4 hour, I'm not going to get involved in the buys above at this point. Let's move on to now have a look at a GJ with the news upon us in a few minutes time. So what we can see on the weekly candle, we are again respecting this sole level of support here to the left, forming a bullish candle. Inside bar candle has a higher low, lower high to the previous candle so far. So just based off where we're at, once again, I'm probably going to be more inclined to look for options to buy it. However, the daily here may suggest otherwise. What I'm seeing is the fact that, first of all, structure is technically bearish. Yes, we did close back a strong bullish candle on yesterday's candle. However, we closed right at the resistance and we are rejecting quite strongly at the moment. So we're going to mark in the current daily candles high and low. Actually, we'll focus on the low for the time being. I'm going to see what we've got below that point there. If there is to be any continuation sells. Have we formed support yet, or have we just recently created that lower wick? Onto the 4 hour. And once again, I can understand people calling this bullish. I'm just still, the way I see it, it's still bearish. And we've respected the resistance here to the left-hand side. So based off that, rejection, could we potentially come back down further? We've got a little bit of support just here to the left-hand side though, which we're just below the daily candles low. So we're likely going to have to clear that level there at 188.370 roughly. So technically bearish the way I see it. 30-minute structure, still bullish off the back of this big impulse. Nothing has changed. So therefore, the bias is pretty much neutral at the moment on GJ. Now, just going to adjust this zone. And what we can see is, as long as we really remain above that 188.350 sort of region, the options, considering where we're at the moment, would be preferable to buy it. So best option would be to let it come down, make that clean move, form some support back above that 188.350 sort of region. If we were to do so, then I could contemplate options to look for a potential buy. Now within the current daily candle, again seeing we are at the 4 hour resistance. If we were to pull back and respect the most recent resistance formed within the current daily candle at the point here, 189.10 roughly, then I would also contemplate options to sell it. Just trading the structure within the structure itself, if that makes sense. The structure within the daily candle is what I'm really referring to. And that's what I'll be looking at. And remember, the daily is forming quite a strong bearish candle at the moment. Will we contemplate buys above it? Let's see it in the 15. Yeah, we may have enough margin. We'll consider it if and when the time comes, if it starts to pop above that point. But that's pretty much what I am looking at on GJ. Obviously, we've just got the news being released, so I'm not going to take a trade just in a minute. Let's quickly have a look and see what were the results of the news. So CPI came out less than forecast. All right, less than the previous as well. So that would be negative for strength, currency strength. So is there a bit of weakness in the pound at the moment? Let's have a quick look at GU. Not a great deal going on with the pound, to be honest. It's a bit of maybe a nothing burger. All right, let's just focus on the most recent levels. So we'll see. Let's just wait for a little bit more data to print before we get involved in anything on GJ. And gold, like I mentioned, it's a new 4 hour candle open, so I want to pull back, create that low wick, create the high low. It may not necessarily pull back to 32.71, but that would be ideal, 32.70. But if we do pull back and have enough margin to take it back up to the high above that 32.70, then I will also see what sort of options we may have on the gold. So guys, hopefully that all made sense. Tony Gold, Grand Rising to you, brother. Franco, good morning. And Daniel, good late afternoon to you. TikTok, how are we doing, my friends? Thank you to the new followers. Almost at that 5K mark. That's fantastic. Appreciate it, guys. Has not taken long at all. I do not accept guests. Reason being is because I'm on my last my last warning. And it's very easy to copper strike when it comes to trading on TikTok. So, Stefan, all good, mate. How are you? Welcome. Man. Well, the preference for me is to trade gold. I'm just more comfortable trading it, but GJ is the other one I do look at. So they're my main two pairs, gold being the primary pair. MB, what money? What we talking about? My check. Ruse. Gold crazy, bro. It is just on another level. Keeps on keeping on. It's like every time I had a sneak peek at the charts, it just pushed to create another high. It was just, it's crazy. Malabi, yeah, news on the pound. Gary, time frame gold, generally the 15, GJ 30 and the 15. But I look at all different time frames to determine my preference as far as what direction I want to be trading. The facts, Ron Van Dam, all profiteer. Are you already doing this? I have no idea who that is, to be honest. Never heard of him. Loon and Fun, welcome to you. Has everyone already gone on holidays or something? The numbers are very low. Alright, so yeah, so the pound is copying a little bit of a beating off the back of the news. GJ also moving downwards at the minute. Now let's quickly look at EU. EU, a little bit of an effect on EU as well. Then again, all the majors are selling off a little bit in the minute. Wow, there's some really ordinary price action at the minute on the charts, and this is alright on GJ. So what this may do now is, if it closes back bearish, this will give us an entry point for the buys back up. If we were to begin to close above that point there, clean trap to the left, what we're going to do, if we break one ceiling, form a support above the ceiling, create a new floor, then the next likely destination probabilities are that it could pull back to retest the ceiling at the opposite end here, 189.10. So based off that, not a bad thing we're seeing at the moment. I'm not going to sell into this, irrespective of whether it's a strong bearish engulfing or not, or whatever. Just not interested in selling it at the current level. What's the deal, guys? Anyone running some trades at the minute? EA buy limits look pretty good. If anyone trades EA, buy limit in the high of that pause candle. Doesn't look like a bad option with stop loss safely below it. It's probably the best off the bunch at the minute, to be honest. WS London Trade, good morning to you, mate. Welcome. Lee, thank you for sharing the live. Lee. Wow, look at that. GJ flipping liquidity candle as well. Another one. It's just that it's the news though. It's influenced by news in the minute. Alright, could be a bit of yen weakness because the pound's still selling off against the US dollar. Let's quickly look at EJ. Yeah, I'm assuming it could be some yen weakness. Let's have a look at USD JPY. Yeah, something must be affecting the yen a bit at the minute. We've got that also moving up at the minute, so yeah, could continue. Daniel, 2 wins in gold. One on GJ earlier. I saw, mate. Someone's had a busy day on the charts. Yeah, gold. I'm assuming he took some of those liquidity candles. Morning to you, Carl, mate. Hope all is well. Carl, you should already buy stop in overnight. Should have, could have, but didn't, mate. Look, I've done it before. I've done it quite often in the past, not for a while though. Having orders left in overnight, just obviously the ones you just set and forget. You have a decent stop loss. Usually I just have a 15 pip set stop and about 15 pip set target. It's all good on to next. Yeah, that's all you can do. My members. Here's the link, by the way. Bitcoin sold off since that was analysis from Monday. So since popping below this level, it's actually sold off back down to the next major support. What I'm seeing personally on Bitcoin right now is just based on where it's at. What I'd be waiting for is very simple. Bullish engulfing at this support. And that would be, in my opinion, a pretty good little scalp option from the support itself. As this thing has also been very volatile of late, does look good for possible continuation to the downside. So off the back of that, I'd be waiting for a pullback to sell it or closures below the support it is currently making on the 15. That a 4-hour support, so the new 4 hours just open though. Could almost, but I would not trade it this time of day personally. But if this closed bullish engulfing, that will close to 30. 30's not yet closed, take that back. But you're at 4-hour support. Wouldn't be the worst area to get involved in some early buys on as, but personally, and it'd be in anticipation of the new 4 hour just pulling back to create a decent upper wick before it maybe sells off again. but seeing it is at the 4-hour support, not a bad level to get involved. Once again, I would not be personally trading as this time of day. Doesn't mean it doesn't move, but obviously it has. Look at the GJ. Liquidity candle again, doing good things. Gold has to close above. That's gold futures, yeah. Yeah, it's always a step ahead. Sketchmas, any chance, more to mate? Any chance you have a gap on IC markets on gold? No, I don't. Not on my terminal. Remember, I'm under a different jurisdiction, so that they don't always look the same. Let's have a look at on here, IC markets. No, there's no visual gap. But I mean, it did just... Oh, you got one here on a daily. Do I have it on the daily? Let me look. Yeah, a small one, a tiny one. I looked at my broker on my chart as well. Just a very small one. What time will you trade again? 5-hour time, Daniel. What do you mean in reference to? You're talking about considering gold entries or GJ or... There is no obviously there is no set time. If I get the right confirmation, I'll trade at any time. Welcome to you, brother. Welcome. Yeah, you just need to be comfortable in your trade, and the minute... I don't know if I really feel that comfortable buying gold above the high without a very strong catalyst, and we're just consolidating at the minute. So I would preference a pullback, support, and either buy from support or then upon continuation. But I will consider, depending how candles begin to close, we begin to close above, and may consider options as well. And GJ, well, this rate looks like I'm waiting for it to pull back or potential sell options. Here we go. Mail is sell or buy. For me, nothing at the minute. Mad Maori in Aussie. Good day to you. Yes, this is definitely live, my friend. We are watching gold just continue on the way up. Just has no respect at all for any levels. Just keeps on keeping on. Let's have a look. Where did it really take off today? Today is the actual Asian session open, and it's not come back down to retrace and break the low of the Asian session itself. Form support at this point here though, so yeah, that's still the level I would prefer options for buyers if it did pull back. Nice one, cheers mate. And a good idea to buy now more gold. In what are you in reference to, for longer term plays? Or to be honest, again, when it comes to trading, you want to be comfortable in every trade you enter. Last thing you want to do is be sitting there in the trade and all of a sudden not feeling great about it, especially when you've just been treated in. So for me, the preference would be for it to pull back. I just look at this thinking, well, it's not in it, there's no data to left. It doesn't mean it can't continue. The last time we really had any significant sort of pause was a couple hours back. However, again, it could provide a signal shortly. I mean, the liquidity candle is potentially lining up just now. If it broke the high, there is really nothing stopping it, to be honest. But I just look at it 15 and that looks shithouse. In my personal opinion, it looks really ordinary. I mean, at some point it's going to pull back, but I'm not going to try to predict that. I'm not going to just sell it because I think it's going to have to pull back at some point. I don't have any confirmation to take it, but am I comfortable buying it right now? Probably not, in all honesty. There's the liquidity play, so it's could be involved in a trade just now, to be honest. But again, I'm just not that comfortable taking that, and you've already got about 7 pips by the looks of it. Wow, just does not stop. The Mad Maori in Aussie, generally to 30, but also to 15. On gold, it's more than 15, which looks terrible at the minute. And a day trade you're talking about, again, you still need to be comfortable. I'd be more comfortable if it pulled back. Again, it doesn't mean it can't continue, and there is so much, you know, strength to the upside at the moment, so it definitely could continue. But I kind of feel like I'm a little bit late to today's moves. And like I've mentioned a lot of time during the London session of late, it doesn't really do all that much gold. It tends to make the moves during the Asian session and NY. So, and this was yesterday during the London session, and really just consolidated for the most part. Let's have a look on Monday. Pretty much the exact same shit. And to NY, start to make some moves. So I just doubt it. I don't know. I don't feel like comfortable buying it at the all-time high again. Mad Maori, yeah, I agree personally. For India selling now. All good, mate. All good. 32.92.40. I'm just wondering what made you pluck that number. That's what I'm wondering, because don't take this the wrong way, mate, but you're in and out all the time. You're in a trade, like all the time you just took a sell, or all the time I just took a buy. I'm just wondering why, because you didn't even have confirmation of resistance until this candle closes, which is you know, 10 pips below the number you've mentioned. You're above this resistance on the 1 minute. I mean, good luck to you, you're in profit, but I don't get it. Personally, I don't get it. I really don't get it, but you're doing well, so. The 1 minute, yeah, I'm looking at the 1 minute. I just don't see why you took the entry at that point. Well, you took it off the back of a strong bullish candle closure. That's all I can see, to be honest. That's at that level. GJ. All good news. Also influencing it a bit, but liquidity candle again does make the move, and a really nice move. All I can do now is wait to see how we do react to 189.10 preferably. For real, yeah, it must be, because I just don't see it even on the 1 minute how you could have chosen that particular number. But well done. You're the one who's in profit, so I'm not knocking you. Then ByBit sells. RSI on every time frame is through the roof. Doesn't matter. Would not influence my decision, to be honest, because when things are a big strong uptrend, they generally do blow through RSI levels like crazy. And gold, every time someone mentions anything like that, it just continues bullish. So personally, for me, I'm not predicting the sell-off. It may come, fantastic. I'm not interested at the moment. I'd rather let it sell off and then see what happens once it reaches a previous level of support, and see if I can buy it. Because the probabilities are, whilst we're in a strong uptrend, it could look like it's about to sell off, create that higher low, and then we end up back trending again and creating another high. And it just continues to do that. So, and here you probably have thought to yourself, maybe we're about to make a decent sell off. Look what happened. Same thing here, and look what happened. So I'm just going to be cautious and trade in line with what is such a strong uptrend. Said to my team before the stream, it's not going to be the easiest day, but it looks at things. But it's all good. At least JJ is making some clean moves. So if it does reject now, could have some options to sell it back down. Daily still forming a bearish candle as well at the resistance. Mad Maui and Aussie, you're making me get my laptop out and have a look. Go for it, man. It's much easier to see, obviously, on a big screen than focusing on the phone. You don't want to ruin your eyes, brother. Barman, good day to you. Thank you, appreciate it. Give the stream a like, guys. Carl F might take gold on M5 depending on how it closes and wicks. Yep. Chio, what do you think about the strategy or people that scale in drawdown? Look, you're talking about like the martingale strategy, that type of thing. Yeah, but the thing is, at what point do you just call it a loss? because I know a lot of these algos trade off the back of that, and it gets to a point where it just does not turn. Like, for instance, a lot of them could be in gold sells from ages ago and just keeps triggering in because it's overbought. You know, I've heard of certain algos going into like a 30% total equity drawdown on one trade, and I just would not stomach that. Personally, I would really ask questions, and I would not want my money in that anymore. So yes, I think it's not a bad thing, I suppose, but you need to have a cutoff point and not just hold, knowing at some point it can eventually flip, because before it does that, you may get margin call. So that's my personal opinion of it, but it's a relevant question, so thank you. Yeah, they keep scaling drop. Yeah. Look, I've done it on the scalp trade where last week, and it was a profitable trade on gold on Friday, the last day of the week. Took an entry similar to something like this when it was breaking highs or whatever. Took the entries, broke. We use this as the example. Let's just say this candle, so I took the entry here after it created a low wick, and this candle ended up coming back down a bit more, and I added another entry, but I had a stop loss set, and that's where I was going to cut the whole thing. Whereas these guys, it just drops further, let's add another position, drops further, add another position, drops further, add another position. In the meantime, the whole position ends up being in, you know, accumulated trades negative 20% or something. It's just, yeah, forget that. That's not me. Really, yeah, strong bullish candle, but also some other confluence. Look at the amount of volume. All good. Eel, 80.5 at the minute since I've started streaming. But this year will be above that. This year will be about 84. That's over the past just over a year now. But the turn of this year, it would be close to 85. I should actually check. So we've got a 30-minute closing, a 15 is just in consolidation. Still nothing for me on gold. GJ, nice move. Not the best thing we want, to be honest. Not really, didn't want it to leave a massive upper wick. The preference on GJ is for it to make the move up to 189.10 and see how we react to that zone for the time being. Fred, I'm a reversal trade as I'm in a buy from 31.95, sell from 32.92. All right. You also trade AMD, and this was pure manipulation. You're talking about AMD, the stock. Dan, again, for me, I rely on high confirmations, strong confirmations. So for me, I'm not predicting this is the top. I'm waiting for a catalyst. At the minute, I really won't have one for a while. I need some sort of higher time frame closing back bearish, preferably the daily, a very strong bearish candle, and within it, if we flip the 30-minute structure bearish. The way I determine structure at this point would suggest we don't flip until this swing point 32.18 roughly, so we're well off flipping any structure unless what we do soon is something like this. Let's just say on the 30 is how I determine the structure. If we have a couple bearish candles popping in just here and create the high low, and then only to go on and create the high like so, then a structure flip will happen higher up, and that would be a catalyst for me to maybe suggest I could get involved in more probable sells. And if you can correlate with something such as the 4-hour closing back bearish, strong bearish, also if you've got the back of the daily creating a lower high, lower low to a previous, then it's more probable to make a solid move back down. So that's the type of things that I look at as far as a catalyst to suggest maybe ready to take a sell. The only other way you could probably consider very similar scenarios if it happened on the 15 or something, up these highs, where have, you know, a little bit of a minor pullback, form some minor support, and then begin to pop below the minor support, then, you know, that could be enough to suggest, whoops, that should be red, that we could make the move back down to the next support. But again, whilst it's in a big strong uptrend, any sells at the moment are risky. And again, I don't predict the markets, I react. For it, yeah, it's similar to my entry types. I have multiple entry types, and you just need to know which one is the one to use at the right time. Comes with experience. It's taken me 8 years plus of experience. I still adapt. I still add things. I remove some weaknesses that, you know, obviously don't work. So instead of trying to fix those, I just don't trade them. AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, fair enough. Yeah, not for me, I'm not backtesting it. I'm all good with what I do now. So again, less is more as well. I'm not fast if I'm not in trades left, right, and center. It's just not me. It doesn't suit me. Let's look at GU again. Not much happening there. EU, same crap. AU, watch it die at some point. That's all I can say. Every time it pumps, it dies 10 times harder. And faster. Triple up, melts. This has been one of the strongest moves it's had in God knows how long. The currency, when things are good, flies, and when things are shit, just sell it. That's how it goes, honestly. For if you're trading EU, pay attention to previous zone strength of Dixie. Yeah, again, for me, why bother looking at Dixie when you can just look at EU? That's just me. I know it's at resistance for instance right now. I know even above it there's more resistance, so it's a bit of an awkward level. Look at that gap up. Again, everyone says Dixie's going down by gold. Sometimes you'll see them both moving the exact same direction. That's why I stopped trading GU, because I used to trade GJ and GU and think, well, GJ's going up means GU's going up, but it doesn't always correlate like that, and I doubt myself and then not take the move. Because I was watching two different pairs trying to anticipate or react to a move happening on one. What for? Just don't even watch it. Focus on the one that you want to trade. So that's why I got rid of it. But it's up here because it's pretty popular, you know, major that people ask for me to look at. So that's what I do. But I don't trade it anymore. Because I found it was affecting my analysis on GJ. Man, Mary does look strong. Love the commentary. Appreciate it. Thank you. More than welcome. Did you see a terrace? 245. Is there something I'm missing on the terrace? No, was unaware of that. I thought it was 140 or something, wasn't it? You guys seen that dude on TikTok that impersonates Trump, the Chinese guy? It's hilarious. Bloody funny. It's perfect too. He's got the expressions, the mannerisms, everything. Way he moves his hands, and he sounds exactly like him. It's so funny. Man, Marilyn, do you want me to make a pullback? I'll buy some, then it pulls back. That's me with crypto. I sell it and it flies. Honestly, with every single time I need to maybe take some money out of the crypto markets, it just pumps. And especially when it's any substantial amount, it pumps straight afterwards. Take out thinking, I'll be able to get back in lower levels. Does not come back. Still hasn't come back. Still, I'm talking about buying Sol at selling it at $20, and it's now 120, and it's in a bit of a, you know, pullback phase as well from its all-time high. I am not kidding you. I sold this it was 23. It was somewhere here, literally just before the pump, and it's not come anywhere near it since. So all that remains in my holdings is ETH, and I'll let you guys know if I sell it. On a signal, there you go. That's the best one you'll get. Daniel can't even draw it red. It's so strong. What, gold? Yeah, just keeps on keeping them. For it, EU will work with DXY for gold and GU, not that much. Yeah, I'm not sure. EU, obviously, Euro is the second major currency traded behind the US dollar. So maybe that's got something to do with it. Offline, short GJ. Short it into what? What sort of confirmation do you have after what was a pretty strong push from this support? Again, I just don't see a nice clean area to get involved in themselves unless it popped up higher, which it's not doing at the moment. It's all good, guys. I mentioned at the beginning of this week, I don't really expect much from it being a shortened week, and a lot of the hedge funds, the family trust, all that type of thing, big banks and that will shore up their positions likely today going into the 4 or 5 day break. So I think it's going to be a tricky week. I've said it to my guys at the beginning, don't expect much from this week, just chill on the charts. And that's what I've done, and we've taken one trade and it's a win. And have not taken a loss this month yet. Last month was also a cracking month. I think last month we only took 1 or 2 for the whole month. Win streak is 13 on stream. And that's all because we practice patience and discipline. When there's nothing of quality there to take, we just don't take it. Simple. Wow, that's a liquidity candle, but it's at consolidation. Broke the high, broke the low, likely to continue down, but it's at a level of interest right now, so very tricky. For it, I was going to say, what happened with your trade, mate? You're in, it popped up. But back in 32.93.80, I don't know how you do it, honestly, mate. I would be an anxious, nervous wreck if I was in 10 trades every 30-minute candle. So any resistance, you basically sell it. Any support, you're going to tell me in a minute you're buying it. Yeah, it's not for me, mate. Good luck to you. It's just not what I do. Mihai, you're in shorts. I will look for shorts on GJ. You're in a gold sell, all right. I'm happy to be the boring trader. So again, I come to the charts not hunting a trade. I come to charts waiting for it to prove to me why I should take a trade. It's the motto all my guys should have, all my group. And a lot of them are learning that very fast. And some of the results are absolutely phenomenal. So a lot of people that come to me have issues when it comes to trading discipline and that. So I have some very simple rules to help, which, you know, if you follow them and give it time, you'll pick up on things and eventually you'll be on the right track. You might be looking for buys now in the buy for 31.95. Fair enough. Hack to Matrix, good day to you. Another all-time high. Gold, where can we see a reversal? Who knows, mate? Who knows? Grid, multiple entry models. This works based on time, volume, session overlap. Fair enough, mate. Again, I've got multiple ways of getting involved as well. But a 1 minute isn't one. Although, delayed breakout. Do I actually have an entry model that will require 1 minute, which I probably not use for about 2 years. Tayyib 01X, what do you think it is right now, buddy? For me, I don't have an entry. Wanting to buy it, I don't have a confirmation to buy it. We're what, some 13 and a bit minutes away from session open. But we'll see. London, can BTC do more now? Yeah, it's not moving a great deal at the moment. Again, I feel Bitcoin moves best during NY session, probably better during Asian session than London. I think the Asian markets would be the second main market when it comes to crypto. South Korea are very big on it. But it is respecting higher time frame support, so potentially a level could bounce off. GJ not doing much. Gold the same. The volume is just not there at the minute. Great, catching reversal is not that easy, especially on gold these days, but it's all about experience. Experience does play a big part in it all. For new trades, new trading, would you recommend? I've been studying for a few months now and practicing on demos. Yeah, keep at it. It's a grind. Again, a lot of the time people follow the wrong types when it comes to traders on social media and that. I see the after results. I don't see the trades being taken or called or anything. Anyone could do that. So what I would suggest to you is just follow the people who stream live. You'll learn a lot from them. They're doing it in front of your very eyes. And other than that, you just keep practicing. I personally believe it's probably best to forward test, so you, on a small account, small live account, just so you can get the feel of, you know, the emotion of having live skin in the markets. Because even on a small account, it's going to test your emotions at times. And the whole point of it is to be as robotic as possible. So have some very solid rules and a plan that you follow. And if it ticks the box, take your trades. And again, just once you work out something that resonates for you, you can make work, or you know, got the proof that it works for you. And it's just a matter of following your rules. And the rest will take care of itself. So there's plenty of content out there. You might decide what I do suits you, you might not. That's fair enough. You know, I've got my guys. Some stay for a month and they're out, doesn't work for them. They're just not for them. Others have been there since the very beginning. So I'm just enjoy being part of the community as well. For it, it's not really dropping. Could, but it's not really dropping at the moment. Pretty high. EU and GU. Yeah, GU had a bit of minus support. EU potentially, breaks on low, looks good to come down. GJ doing what it normally does this time of day for the last little while. Not much at all. What have I missed? Offline, GJ didn't break structure to upside. GJ's in a bull. Well, it is bullish on a 30-minute based off the way I see it for this big move. All this is just micro trend, but it is below the resistance, so not a bad area to consider sells, but I'd rather be in from higher up. So based off the fact we're close to pretty strong levels of support, I'd prefer maybe for it to come back down to those levels again, the deeper and cleaner push. The more probable to move back up, and that's when I look for options to buy it, and it's much cleaner for sells below this level here, 188, 150 roughly. Fred, look at the M5 and gold. That tells me potential reversal. Support, if it creates low. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Doesn't still prove much to me in regards to taking a sell. Man, Mally, do you mentor or provide? Yeah, well, both. I've got my own group. I enjoy it. We jump on for MY more often now because of the time, since the times changed here in Oz. It's always Tuesday and Wednesdays. Monday tends to lead into it. It will lead into it more, even Thursdays moving forward. Monday we do an education session. Sunday sim sessions. We've started up again. They'll be pretty much every fortnight. And yeah, there's always a lot going on. But I do enjoy it, to be honest. And it's very, again, it's not any crazy amount or anything. Seven minutes until a session open. Offline after rejection, but I get why you wouldn't take it. Yeah, oh, okay, GJ, yep. If any trades, all good, mate, all good. So hopefully you stick around here and hopefully you'll learn a fair bit. I've taught pretty much everyone on stream about liquidity candles and what to look out for. seen it happen on gold a few times here today, make moves. So I preach discipline and patience. Funded trophies. Hey bro, you should check out our profile. Yeah. Where's this gonna pop up? Oh, I want to check it out here because I don't want to get a strike just in case. Give you the benefit of the doubt, but normally anyone who comes on here promoting their own brand or anything, when it comes to trading related, I just boot them straight away. But it's a little bit different, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I won't boot you. So welcome. But just be careful, guys. Don't, again, if anyone sends you DMs, be very, very careful. And for having said that, I would never ever initiate contact. So if you get a message saying it's from me, it's not me. Never forget that. You're more than welcome to contact me and I will always reply, I always do, but I won't initiate contact. Farid, mate, careful as well. And the last thing I want is for you guys to come on here and someone from the chat approaches you and says, look, I'll flip your account, I'll do this for you, I'll do that, I'll teach you this and that, and then just basically run away with your cash. I've got nothing to do. If I was to be that person, I've had so many offers in my DMs daily and I've not accepted, nor will I accept one, because I don't trust it. And that's the last thing I'd want, because it's just not who I am. So I get brokerages contacting me, I get prop firms, all the whole lot. Matt Pug. Yeah. Miho, real unfair. It's the best way. I'm not asking you guys to, you know, for nothing. Just asking you to enjoy the community, being on the ball. Whether you agree with what I do or not, it's up to you. But let's just chill, enjoy each other's company, watch gold create all-time highs. GJ looking like crap. Carl, if anyone feels need, I will happily take your money, but no. He's always got a smart ass but very funny comment. There you go, guys. Contact Mr. Carl from the YouTube chat. I appreciate it, mate. The Mad Mally, yeah. For it, I've had offers as well, but again, I've done it before as well, but it was fair and square. They had it was full transparency. They had access to the terminal, everything. I mean, only people who can't trade us for money. We've got like a cross-platform war right now between TikTok and YouTube. There you go, Carl. I think Carl's, I know you're joking, right, but I think Carl was quite capable from the sounds of things. Even though a lot of time we're not taking similar trades, but again, he's been around from the beginning. These are part of the furniture on YouTube. Jojo short dollar Swiss. About to run into session open, I just realized. Yeah, so I look at that and think you've missed the best part of the move. To be honest, I'd rather wait for it to now pull back. Selling it below the low, you're selling it into support. So for me, I just don't see it at the minute. I'd be looking for a pullback to the level at 81. So wow, I didn't even realize this is the level it's at. I remember this was, you know, closer to parity for most part, or around a 95-cent sort of range. Yeah, so I'd be looking for pull back to that point there, or can even drag that up to 81.80. And I'd prefer to sell it from the pullback, or wait for it to close above for more probable options to buy it. Look at that for support. Yeah, to be honest, mate, I just don't like the level to buy it from. Sell it from, sorry. As far as buys, I mean, not a bad potential catalyst now. You've got a bullish engulfing M15, which is going to close the M30 yet again. Strong bullish candle. Off the back of that, it's not a bad catalyst to potentially buy it at session open, seeing that strong support, but it's against, obviously, the overall bias. Must be in a pretty strong downtrend. But yeah, it doesn't look all that bad. All right, session open. GJ, nothing. I can't even work a way in based off price action, the current candle. Same on gold. I just don't see anything clean. Oh, nice one, Jojo. Good. Nice to hear it, man. Yeah, so just be careful because it's out of really strong support. So maybe trail your stop. I'm hoping you're in from somewhere up near the highs. So if you're not yet ready to secure, I personally would be. They're a very strong support. Then at least trail your stop loss so you're not going to take a loss or give back too much profit. I mean, unless you've got a much different target based off a higher time frame. But this is, wow, this thing, I've never seen it. I was going to say, I've never seen it at these levels, and that's why, because I wasn't trading in 2011. Wow, Swiss franc. Strengthen that, isn't it? Wish it was my currency. In my opinion, we can see 32.70 later today again, but let's see what happens in why 32.70 is realistic for sure. That's an unusual pair. Isaac M, yen, Hong Kong dollar. I would assume they'd be pretty highly correlated. Never looked at this in my life. Weekly, strong bullish, has a high low to the previous, at a little bit of resistance here to the left, evident on the daily. Structure wise, I would consider it bullish. Once again, it's at resistance, so irrespective of structure, it all depends on where we're at. Once again, 4 hours bullish, but we're at some pretty strong resistance here to the left. Just hone in on that. It's going to be difficult to buy it unless it pulls back. That's the support, looks cleaner below that point there. Alright, so seeing it's at resistance, what sort of catalysts are there? 30-minute has just confirmed the higher high. So the structure will technically flip the way I see it below this swing point. However, what would really be nice if it pops up, seeing we've had a little bit of a pullback here since creating a new high. If it does actually complete the move up to the resistance, create the higher high, the most recent impulse, and then begin to reject. Could look for options to sell it from that point, or as it begins to flip the structure. Otherwise, wait for it to pull back, form support to buy. That's how I'd play it. I would not be messing with this resistance. I'd wait for it, see how it reacts to it. If it creates a clean move through it, only to then pull back, clean pull back, form support, then I'd consider it an unusual pair. Gold. Gold is golding. Hence why I was saying since the beginning, trade it sells with extreme caution. Because look at this thing now. For it, what's the deal? What happened to that sell you took again? So yes, London trade, EA pulling back. Is that a pretty decent level to look for options to buy it? Don't really have any sort of catalyst yet. It all depends on really how the 30 closes, in my opinion, at the current level. 50 pips profit. Nice one, mate. Nice one. So now if he closes below at this point, he's starting to flip a little bit of microstructure. And the sells might be a bit more probable because he got cleaner traffic to the left, just based on price action. But even that being said, again, it could still just do this and head back up, similar to what it just did recently. So it's really fraught with danger trying to sell an enormous strong uptrend. Can't we trade similar? Similar, yep. Harry was sleeping in a buy all day yesterday. It doesn't put a new all-time high. Was waiting for a buy, sorry. All day yesterday. Put a new all-time high. Doesn't until he went to sleep. Yeah, it happens, man. Asian session. Apparently has no volume. Honestly, whoever says that, I have no idea. It's like anything else. It'll go through times where it doesn't move that much. And London session will make some nice moves. NY tends to make decent moves either way. Be quite volatile because a lot of the news is released at that point. IPAC new USD news, which affects obviously Gold USD, so USD. But definitely Asian session brings the volume when it comes to gold. For it, this is London open volume. Can be a little bit all over the place. Isaac M, AUD bit high to buy now. So volatile. Yeah, I mean, all you can do is trade what you see. Is that a bit of a resistance here? Is that a very strong resistance on the higher time frame? Daily, that looks like a potential sign of exhaustion. Long upper wick, closing week bullish. Current daily is created significant low wick and is now flipped and forming quite strong bullish. To add confluence to that, this 4-hour broke the high of the previous. After forming support above some resistance here to the left, there's a good chance we could end up back at 63.70. Structure wise, well, I say it's still technically bearish, and it could flip if it closes above this swing point. pretty clean price, or actually not in the minor time frames. Ooh. Where to the downside? We'll use that. Yeah, closures above 63,580 would be pretty good option to take back up towards the weekly high. Otherwise, just consolidating, pretty crappy price action. Good old gold. Franco, how are you, brother? What's going on?
Hey, fine. Yeah, I have some problems with my teeth.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Dentist.
No good, mate. Hopefully all is well now.
No, I was on Monday at the dentist and now I have some issues. I need to go in 1.5 hours again.
Not good, mate. Hard to trade when you got a toothache or
yeah.
hard to focus.
But it's only when I'm eating, so when I'm biting.
Oh, okay.
Problems. So. Yeah. Yep. It's a bit annoying this morning.
Yeah.
Really.
That's not good. Yeah, it does cause a lot of other things, doesn't it? But it's all good. You're not trading wise anyway. I don't think you're missing out on much. How was yesterday? Did you find a move after our NY session? Nothing?
No, nothing. So today it was looking good, GU, right before Frankfurt Open.
Yep.
But I have a rule not to get in before Frankfurt Open.
Oh, okay, yep. Around here.
Past, I had some issues. Correct. Right.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It was looking really good.
Yep.
And then pushed up, and then it was also the news coming out, so therefore I stayed out.
Yeah, that's true. That's this channel. That's why I wasn't interested in GJ.
Yeah. And now maybe, I don't know, maybe it's looking to create some support. But if we are going higher right now, so then the margin is then less. So
yeah.
I don't know if we need then to wait until we get over the resistance. So it's a little bit difficult right now for GU entries.
Yeah, it would be better if it actually dropped a bit further, but it is at some support, so we respect this level. What's going on the 15? Yeah, 15, not the greatest.
No. So, and I don't know, the news which comes out was negative, I think, for the pound.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I don't know if this is already done with the
filtered through
bearish, with the two bearish candle M30 candles. So are we right now so equalized, and now we can go
a bit back up
ahead?
Possibly could continue with the overlying trend, which is very strong bullish.
Yes. Also in EU is also
wait and see.
very bullish.
Yeah, EU potentially above the resistance now. So it's broken above but rejected. If it was now to grab some more liquidity from this range below and close back above, I think EU would be pretty good for buys.
Yeah, but we have, I don't know which, because I see two at the end H4 levels on EU.
Oh yeah, you got that a little bit higher up. True.
Yeah. And this makes, for buys also very difficult.
Yeah, there isn't really much margin, is there? Even a 30-minute.
But maybe some sells would become in.
Yeah, if this closes weak bullish for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, I like it. I think that's the best option. If this closes weak bullish, look to take a 15. A better confirmation will be the 30 though. If it begins to pop below the support formed, just below the resistance, and there's a good chance it hits back down towards 113, 350.
Margin is there, and then bouncing back from resistance. So yeah.
Yep, I think that's not a bad option. Wait and see. Meanwhile, where's gold to validate a limit order interruption play? Where does it need to close above? High 18, so it has to close 32.95.18, so 32.96. Is that true? Yeah, it's starting to print these big candles. Not all that keen on it, in all honesty. Got a minute left. That's the only half. It's better than half decent. It is actually a signal. Let's see at the 30. Is it still picking up on the trend? Just don't trust it though. Has to close right near its high, first of all. If it closes here, it only needs to pull back a tad to tap into that previous count, the bearish candle's high. There's a good chance it will pull back a bit further. I don't want to be stuck in 20-30 pip drawdown. Let's just see where the candle closes. 32.95.10 is the high on my broker. Quite significantly above 20 pips. $38, forget it, it's breaking anyway. It's invalid. I'm not taking a continuation. I'd rather just let it go. But it's invalid. It's already touched basically the high of the previous candle, so that potentially could be the highest point of the new candle. And if it is to now pop back down, my concern will be that it may close back bearish, trigger us in, and close back bearish next candle, creates a low high, low low. We're back at support, so I'm not, again, based off that, it's no longer valid. It's a tough one. Less viewers on stream today as well. I think maybe people saw gold and thought maybe it's a little bit gone at the moment. Fred? Selling it at 32.96. So why you keep trying to get involved if you're in so much profit? Just chill. I wouldn't even bother. Fred, you're everything, my friend. You're just in a trade every second. Man, Mary, pips. Percentage in price. Wow, look at that. So just small movements, which we can use to evaluate where we want to take some profit off the table, where we want to get involved in the trade, exact entry point, as opposed to just around, let's say 32.98. You're looking at the cent value. Yeah, so better place stop loss and that type of thing. Yeah, so that's my concern, guys. It popped up, create decent upper wick. Had I set limit order, you've now stuck in a fair bit of drawdown. So it's just not fantastic. You would have had about 20 pip drawdown. Probably would have been slipped. Maybe, so you may not be in that much drawdown. You may have been slipped on your entry. May have triggered you in a bit lower down. But irrespective, because it flipped up, it wasn't valid. 15. AUD CAD thoughts. Both weak as piss. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts of both currencies. Ugh, man, Aussie dollar is just, forget it. I mean, this was for the most part always near parity. Maybe, you know, around 94, 95, 96 up to parity. Sometimes the Aussie would be a little bit stronger. Now look at it. They're both whipping boys, generally speaking, when it comes to the majors. Thoughts on it is that strong bullish weekly and a bit of previous support here to the left. Daily bearish in structure, making pretty strong pullback. Back of the strength of the Aussie dollar recently, but is bearish. Candle probabilities, you don't have it within a current daily candle. It's an inside bar candle, maybe showing signs of exhaustion. What would confirm that is if this 4-hour close is strong bearish and preferably below. So the 4-hour structure itself does also still look bearish, the way I see it, and won't change until closes above 89.80. They're way off. What I would do is join the resistance, support, drawing that for the time being, go down to the all important 30, and I see that as bearish. So based off that, and it's pretty choppy to the upside, I would prefer to look for options to sell it. So closures below, let's go into 15 for a minute, see if it's a bullish wick. I would say closures below 88, 316 on the M30 preferably, retest of that zone, and that would be a pretty strong catalyst to just look for a sell option. Otherwise, for the buys, it's a bit tricky to the upside. Got choppy traffic. Better option is probably to let it drop and perhaps look for a buy from lower down around that 88 sort of region. Otherwise, continuation buys look good. I'd use the highest point of any bearish candle on either the 15 or 30 as the highest point of the resistance. So that is a 15-minute high. So I'd say closures above 88.790. So would be a decent catalyst to buy it. For it, we're using a copy trade or what? Because it'd be bloody hard managing it all if you're in and out every 5 minutes. This alone, nothing. Not taking anything today. Nothing looks good. For it, how about the trades you take that you don't mention that go against you? Now, I'm not saying you're not a good trader or anything. I'm just saying you gotta lose. You don't win every single trade. Don't bullshit us. Great, if you're going against a trade, you need a lot of experience. Yeah, you can't be greedy as well. Man, I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, it's what it's all about. That's what I preach big time. I mean, my guys know all about it, and again, a lot of them benefit hugely from it. Yes, it's not flashy. It can be bloody boring, but trust me, it's just less. It's so much less stressful. Puts less pressure not only on yourself but your account. And like I've mentioned, I can trade 15 to 20, sometimes 30 times a month, and have a far greater return than someone who's trading 100 times, and they've put themselves under a lot more stress doing so, their account under a lot more risk doing so. And here's little old me just sticking to some very solid rules, trading only when I see fit. Sometimes it can be a few options a day. Look, if I was to sit on a chart for 10 hours a day or something, I would definitely get a trade a day. But it's just I don't need to. There's no point. I'm not hunting. Again, I'm just letting it come to me. Sometimes it would give me multiple trades, sometimes it would give me one trade, sometimes nothing. Sometimes it would be 2-3 days in a row where I won't get anything clean. I'm fully aware of it, and again, not give a shit because it's what works for me. No need to force something. That pug, I know. It's amazing. So it's a take go against me, they hit break even. So you're basically admitting you never take a loss. Which is, I'm sorry mate, but that's bullshit. Yeah, some losses, 15 pips is my stop loss, and we get another trade and make 50 pips. What about the times when gold rips against you and moves 20 pips in a second? Even if your hard stop set, you're gonna get slipped on that as well sometimes. So now let me have a go at pronouncing his name. Rithik Makai Singh for 3280. Yeah, it just doesn't stop. That's well above that at the moment. Almost tapped into 3300. Sorry, YouTube, I apologize for neglecting you. Discipline X key. The best thing to do is just wait for news and take a trade with 50 lots. That's discipline. That's someone with experience in this one. Yeah, be careful guys, don't actually do that. I'm pretty sure I was joking. Loading family mine, analyzing silver is lagging, looking how to get target 34s. Yeah, silver is the little brother slash sister to gold. It's at all-time highs against pretty much all the major currencies except for the US dollar. So let's quickly look at it though, since you asked. Weekly strong bullish. And this is nowhere near its all-time high. All-time high is around $50 ages ago. See, evident here. Just under 50 when it comes to the US dollar, but as I mentioned, against the Aussie, against the Canadian, against the Euro, I think, and pound, it's at all-time highs. So strong bullish in the weekly, daily, structure-wise bearish, but candle probability-wise bullish. Weak pause candle, that in itself on the minor time frames would be a catalyst. I would definitely look to buy it off the back of that weak pause in what prior to it was a pretty strong bounce to the upside. So again, based off that, if this closed quite strong, you could also look for a limit order back on high. But again, this is if it's the minor time frames. 4 hour, once again, still bearish. Really nice strong push at the minute though. Coming from some hefty consolidation. Let's just wait for the 30 to see what sort of levels to mark in. Structure wise, that definitely is bullish. So if the daily counter probability is being bullish, the structure on a 30 being bullish, what targets are there to the left? Yeah, you could have probably been in a silver trade right now. For the time being, you just need to wait if you're not in it. If you're waiting for a pullback to retest 3250 for potential options at that point there. Or let's look at it in the 4 hour yet again. Still an hour and a half left in the current 4 hour. The other option is to just let this candle do its thing. Wait for the new candle to create a low wick, maybe consolidate even around the high or a bit below it. And as it begins to break above, you need some sort of catalyst again, some sort of pause. If it's pure price action, look for maybe a 15-minute minor pause similar to what you've got in the daily. And if it closes strong bullish, let's say in a 15, I would say about 10 pips above or so, then you can look for a limit order. So that would look somewhat like this. This is a price action catalyst that my guys know to look for. So if this closes as is, the following candle closes like so, for instance. Maybe continuation buys, but it's pushed quite far. But if the next candle closed bullish engulfing, limit order buys would be on the table. But again, I look at this thinking best part of the moves have already come and gone. It's probably best to let it reset. All right, weak closure on weak bearish would be nice. EU, looked at it before. EU's looking, yeah, you got resistance to the left though. Probably don't have the margin, otherwise the buys bubble would be okay. Raphael seems like it. So if gold closes weak bearish, there could be continuation buys, and I would go very low risk because it's at all-time highs. It pauses just here. Lower wick and a new candle. Let's look at the 30. 30 is closing out of crap on the 15. I'd want it to close weak bearish to confirm that minor resistance, because then if we are to break resistance, there's a high probability we push through a ceiling that will make a move to the upside. Let's just keep an eye on gold. All right. Oh man, it's close to bullish doji. Just to throw a spanner into the works. This is not easy to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait again. Yeah, I'm not comfortable in it. No, there's no point buying. I'm waiting for this. Want it to close bearish, close bullish. Close bullish on my broker as well, IC market, so.
EU closed also very bullish, but there's no entry for me.
Yeah, at the resistance. No margin. I'd still preference the sells below that support.
Yeah, if it's come down, absolutely. Correct, there's a very big zone here.
Yeah, it's a huge zone on the 4 hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at the 4 hour zone just now. Barman. Sorry, mate.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna Barman. No, I've not watched it, man. Twitch. Every time I've looked up Twitch to see what's going on, so I thought about streaming on there. There's like no live views. No one has any views on it. They literally have like 10 or 20. So I didn't bother with it. Got 3 trades from 3204. I think I'm good over hit there. Yeah, I think you're pretty good at the minute. Think going up soon. And kinks. Yeah, I still would prefer it to pull back before it goes up, just to be comfortable in the trade personally, but it could go without me and I'm fully aware of that and it doesn't worry me. From so sell now, can't hear you. Yeah, I get it, man, but what, you've been in about 15 sells since I started the stream? And I mean, look at it, it keeps going up. So very tricky. See some move 20, and gold can do that, and of late that's what it has been doing. Oh, I know how to look at it before USD CAD. Or did I not? No, AUD CAD. Looks to be bearish across the board. Just a slow trickle down, 30 minutes bullish. I don't particularly like it. I'd rather wait and see how price reacts to this support, which lines up with some resistance here to the left. If it bounces off it, look to see what a most recent level of resistance is formed prior to it bouncing. So if it, for instance, creates a swing point just here, that's where you might look for entries above. Or if it approaches this support, I'd rather trigger in some buyers before looking for continuation sells. Otherwise, pullback sells. Doesn't look great, in all honesty. Nothing does, in my personal opinion. For it, it's easy to say, brother. It's easy to say it. You've been in about 20 trades trying to get to that point, and it's gone up, and it can still do it. So yes, you're going to hit the jackpot maybe at some point, but in the meantime, you would have been rolled a few times as well. That's what I'm saying. So gold normally would be valid at the minute based off the 30. Again, I just don't like it. I just don't like the unknown at the moment. After what's been a big push during the Asian session, so just gonna wait for what I prefer to see if it presents, and that's it. You went and buy or sell? Garuba, nothing. Waiting to see if that closed weak bearish and it failed to do so. That could have potentially provided a entry point as it begins to break the high, but not for me. Sarah, should I buy? I'd be waiting for it to pop down. Slow day. This is a really slow day. TikTok chat is a lot slower too. For gold, seems like a case where you just close your eyes and buy. Yeah, I know, man. Honestly, yeah, I mentioned that a few weeks back. Just buy it. Just up to you guys. Just buy it. But yeah, none of this is financial advice. So do as you please. For me, I don't have a signal. I don't have an entry right now that I would be comfortable calling. So yeah, so I'm not gonna, Sarah, I'm not gonna just say yes, buy it, because that would be reckless. If I'm to follow the way I trade, I'm sure you respect this, then I would just chill, and I need to wait for it to make me feel comfortable to pop back down. You got $10 in a dream? Well, you need to have a bit of both, so that's good. You need to have a little bit of cash. You need to have, you know, you need something to focus on as well, and you know, having dreams, having ambitions, and that is a good way to go about things. Have goals. So the dream for me in that regard would be to become a competent trader, not so much chasing a monetary goal, because the thing is, when you don't get that, or if it doesn't happen, you may start to trade based on emotions, chasing a target, which I did some 6 years ago, I think it was. I mentioned it multiple times and almost destroyed myself. Almost quit trading. So I would say I have a goal to be consistently good. charts are literally crap. Are you? Yeah, it's still for me. I'd be looking for the sells below. Alrighty, team. Not much happening. So therefore, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go chill. I'm not gonna trade. I can see it. There's nothing that's gonna present in the next 20 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna go relax. I have a little bit to do this evening, my time. Appreciate you all for joining. Thank you to the new followers. Not that many people on stream today, but again, a few people probably away for a long weekend. Will not be on tomorrow, guys. I've got a barbecue to go to. I just don't feel be worthwhile trading the day before what is a few days off the market. So do trade safe if you are to be trading. Don't do anything stupid. Just chill, let things reset, let something familiar present in order for you to get involved in trades. Man, Mary, appreciate you. I hope to see you Tuesday, because Monday's a public holiday as well. So yeah, make sure to follow, guys. And oh sure, it's up to you if you switch on notifications. I personally don't, because they drive me nuts. But just know for around the same time, obviously. And yeah, take care. Have a good long weekend. For those who do celebrate Easter and all that, best of luck to you. Stay safe though. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get too wildly drunk and, you know, losing marbles.
NY session?
Will I do MY? I may jump on for a little bit, but I'm not too sure. It may not be for long, to be honest, man. Because again, it's
okay.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
If we don't each other, wish you also a nice Easter.
You too, brother. You too. Appreciate the support, and yeah, chat to you in the chat as well.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Say goodbye to you. And yeah, so to YouTube, TikTok, happy Easter, guys. Take care, enjoy, and stay safe. And I'll catch you guys once again on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Telling brothers and sisters, take care. Have a good one. Peace out. See you soon.